You're in Simo's world again. And usually we're playing guitar or we're doing a podcast with Kyle, but this time I wanted to do an instructional video because when I first got this device, there was nothing on the internet besides maybe one or two leaky videos that didn't really show you much. But what it's called the Behringer FCB1010 MIDI foot controller pedal. Now, some of you are probably laughing your ass off at me right now, or you're slapping your forehead. And those of you who do not know what it is, well, these days everything's quad cortex and amp modelers and the neural amp modeler and neural DSP. But back in 2002 or 2008, this was what we were using, right? So the thing is, we were using other ones that had effects built into the pedal, but that's the thing. There are no effects in this pedal. What this pedal is built to do is send MIDI control signals to a head unit in a guitar amp called the Behringer Vtone. Now, I believe this also works with the Behringer Vampire, but I've got the Behringer Vtone. Now, it's a mad amp. It's not perfect. It's not a Marshall, but it cost me $200. And it's a head unit and a whole cab full of speakers, 4 speakers. It rips, right? And what I do love is it does have amp modeling built into it. It's a solid state amp, and you can go through a few different amps. You can have a Marshall sound, you can have a Fender sound, you can have a Mesa sound, and you can actually do combos with these and mix them all up, because then there's the hot function and the flat function, and it's really cool, right? For its time, it was way ahead of its time. But this pedal right here, I got this about 5 years ago, and I had to fully figure out how to program this myself to talk with my head unit in my amp, because all the effects are built up into the amp. The whole effects unit, you can actually change through the effects on the amp without this pedal. But then you have to turn little dials and stuff literally on the amp to go through the effects, which is not fun. So when I found out, when I was reading through my instructional booklet for my new amp, I was like, all right, well, I'll get the pedal. I'll try it out. I think it was about $150, $200 for one of these. I believe that there was older versions where you had to actually open the back up and put an EEPROM chip in it to get it working with the Behringer Vtone. But this came with the updated chip already in it. So we're ready to go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to teach you how to connect this and get it talking with the head unit. Then I will show you how to put it in direct select mode. So we're not flipping through banks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 and end up on effect 59. We just get to type in 5, 9. Direct select straight to effect 59, you know what I mean? Actually, there's a little quirk with it. So I type in effect 59, but up on the head unit, it'll come up effect 60. It's because the number 0 doesn't exist with one of them. But once you decode that, you think, oh, all right, well, if I want effect 57, I click effect 58. And so it's fine. But it has 2 expression pedals. One actually changes your channels, so between your clean and your heavy. And then the other one is an expression pedal. You can do volume control with it, and then on certain effects it even becomes a wah. So pretty cool. So let's get into it. I'm going to flip the camera over in a minute. I'll plug all of this in front of you, and I'll show you the Behringer Vtone, and we'll get started on the first instructional video for the FCB1010 connecting with the Behringer Vtone, I think, ever. To the point where I'm going to be sharing this in the Behringer communities, the music tribe communities, because I remember even when starting out with this pedal years ago, I even made a pen pal who was literally looking for the same instructions. He had, instead of having the big cab, he had the combo. So it was, you know, the head unit built into a little 2-speaker combo. But I've got the whole head unit and the 4-speaker cab. So really cool, really loud, really fun. And you know what? We've even got the Behringer Air guitar dongles there. So we can go full wireless with this. And that's what's interesting. See, we don't plug the guitar directly into this pedal. The guitar plugs directly into the head unit, and this is just a controller for it. There are jacks there, but that is for the TRS so that you can use the tuner that is built into the pedal. All right, so let's get started on decoding the FCB1010 with the Behringer Vtone. I'm very proud to be doing this video because it took me years to learn how to program it all, get it all talking. I think it even took me 2 years before I figured out how to get it working as a tuner. So it was lots of trial and error, trial by fire. You can probably see mine's a little bit floor worn. She's been down on the floor for about 5 or 6 years now. But I'll tell you what, it's a beast. And no big wall wart. It's just direct power. The power supply is in here. And then we plug in the 5-pinned in and the TRS, and off we go. So let's get into it. All right, the Behringer FCB1010 MIDI foot controller instructional video brought to you by Simo Metal. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so here's the Behringer Vtone here in all its glory from the 2000s. But you know what? We're still driving around cars from the 2000s and no one's complaining. So I think it's a beast. It's got great tone, but we're going to get this guy hooked up to him and we're going to be controlling the effects. I'll give you a little bit of a zoom in after on some of the face here, but let's get ready to connect this guy. All right, so we've got the MIDI pinned in here, and that goes into the MIDI out, the first MIDI. The other one's a MIDI in. I don't know what that's for. I've never needed to put MIDI into it, but who knows, maybe you can load settings into it with a MIDI USB transfer. And then we've got the TRS. So we've got 2 here. We've got switch 1 and switch 2. Just put it in switch 1 and that'll work fine. So it needs to be a TRS. If you put a TS in, it won't control the situation. It won't control the tuner. But as soon as you put a TRS in, you can get it working with the tuner. All right, so this is the foot controller. Now we'll switch her on. And as you can see, already got some numbers on the screen. And if I press 98, it'll come up 99 on the top of the screen. But that's skipping a lot of steps, just showing you direct select 54, and it comes up 55 up on the amp. But what we need to do is I need to show you how to boot this from the start. Now, I'm a little bit nervous about doing this right here because I've got it already all set. But I'm pretty sure. So I hold 1 and 7 when I'm turning it on. Yep, now it's going through the numbers. Now, I believe, yep, so now it's in banks. So if I want to go bank 9 or bank 8, and then 5, that'll come up 85. So that's how to get it first booted up. So let's go through that again. So you hold 1 and you hold 7. If you hold 1 and 6, that's what most of the instruction booklets will tell you, but that doesn't get it talking with this particular amp. Might work with the Vampire, 1 and 6. A lot of the FCB books will tell you 1 and 6, but I found out 1 and 7 sets it directly for this amp. So 1 and 7, switch it on. It'll go through a number count. Now it is in bank mode. So number 2, number 1, and then it'll come up on the amp, which I'll show you after. So number 4, number 9, and then 49 comes up on the amp. So we have got the effects working. Now, one thing I will show you is actually before you do this, you've actually got to hold some switches on the amp. I'll show you that now. Hold on a sec. See if I can just get that up there a bit. All right, so what you got to do, see where it says tuner and channel and in and out, you got to hold those two guys. See how that says it's flashing on? Now, if you turn that, that says off. See, OF. And that amp, that pedal will not talk with this amp. You need to just turn the effects dial to on and then press the in and out button. And you have prepared the head unit for the pedal. Now, I think I did that backwards just then, but oh well. Just remember, before you even start with the 1 and 7, holding in and out and channel on the amp. Make sure, don't worry about all of this 1, 2, 3 business. I don't even know what that is. All I know is that is the pedal is off. And then you turn it and the pedal is on. On. So we're on, and we hold in and out. Sweet. So now we've got on. The amp is in Omni mode, ready to talk with the pedal. Now, the pedal, 1 and 7, got our pedal working right. So let's do that again. We got Omni mode on the amp head. Now hold 1, hold 7, turn it on, it'll count through. All right, now we're in bank select. I don't like bank select because if you want effect 79, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? And then 5. And then you'll be at effect 75, see? Or if you go, you want to go to 9, then 7, 8, 9. So, but imagine you were on effect 14, right? And then you're going to go 14, 15, 16, straight through to 7. So you got to press that 7 times and then press 4 to get to 74. I don't like that. So what we're going to do, we're going to turn this into direct select mode. So what we want to do is we want to hold up, I believe. Well, that might be the, hold on, that's right. So we've got to turn it off and then we're going to hold down. And now that goes to global configuration. And now I can press this, direct select. See that button is on now. And then we press up, I believe. Oh, we just hold down in. And there we are. And now we can go 1, 7, I believe. 1, 7. Hold on. I didn't quite get it in direct select mode. So let me just try that again. Alright. Yep, so direct select. Yep. And then seven. Yes, now we're in direct select mode. So 92. And then what happens is up here on the amp, mind my hand there, my old emo tattoo. All right, so up here on the amp, now I press 58 and it'll come up 59. So when we're in direct select mode, one of the devices doesn't have a 0. And so therefore 58, but on here 59. That's fine. I just anticipate that. And then I'm going to plug my guitar in a sec and let's make some noise and some effects with it. So remember these steps. Hold in and out and channel tuner up on the top of the head unit. Then with the effects dial, get that on the screen to say on. Then come down here to the pedal, turn the pedal off, hold 1 and 7 and boot the pedal up, holding 1 and 7. Now you've got the amp sunk with the pedal, but you're in patch mode. What you want to do is turn the pedal back off, hold the down button, turn it on, and then come over to the number 1 button and press direct select. So, like I said, let's go from the start. So we hold the 1, the 7, we boot up. Right, then we hold down, we turn it off again, we hold down, and then we boot up. Then we go to direct select, click that on, hold down. Then after that, 59 and 58 will come up, number 60 will come up on the screen. All right, let's get the guitar and the Behringer AirPlays plugged in, and I'll show you what this amp sounds like and what the pedal can do. All right. Okay, so this one is now the fun part. We're just going to get some tones out of it. Tune that G up a bit. But yeah, I know what you want. You want to hear this. Alright, so we've got the Behringer AirPlays plugged in. Anyone that think I'm trying to go for a sponsorship from Behringer. But I do use a lot of Behringer gear. Look, it's cheap, it's easy. What I love is I can be plugged in over here in the amp, directly into the amp, not down here on the floor, all right? So, I love it. So, I'll get the view on the pedal in a minute and go through a few effects, show you the foot pedals and all of that working, and then we'll wrap it up. But, yeah, up here on the head, so one of my favourite effects, just come in there for a sec, and 97 brings me to 98, gives me my double combo effect. Because it's got Messer amp modeling, and that's what I've got that all set to right now is Messer. So she sound like a Messer, eh? But then I can go to clean, and I've got her all set to Fender. There's that Fender sound. Let's go Marshall. Oh, now we're getting a bit of that. But then we can just knock it back down. And we're back with the Fender. And then we can switch the pedal. We can come over to the Mesa. Who needs a quad cortex? No, God, I'd love one. But this is what I got at the moment. So, I'll give you a bit of a zoom in of the head unit. And then we'll get the view on the pedal for the rest of the video. We'll go through some effects and I'll just show you that the pedal is, yes, working with the amp. And I hope people take a lot from this because it took me the first year of owning the pedal to figure out the hold, the in and out and the channel button to get the Omni mode on. Then it took me another couple of months to figure out the hold in 1 and 7 to get the pedal talking with the amp in its settings, not 1 and 6, 1 and 7. 1 and 7 as you're switching on. Then you'll find that you're stuck in patch mode. All you do is you switch it off, switch it on again, holding the down button, and then you are in global configuration. You press the 1-0 button, which literally has some writing above it saying direct select, till that little red light is on. Then you hold the down button and then you are ready to go. This whole thing's ready to go after that. So they're the steps. I hope that helps people because I needed it back in the day. I'm going to be putting this on all of the Behringer forums because it's old tech, but it's still in certain people's hands. Someone might end up with this same setup like me and it takes them 1.5 years to figure out how to get it all talking to each other. It's not that hard actually, but when there's no information, even when I'm like in the music tribe forums, the people are like, yeah, no, man, not sure. So now I'll give you a zoom in of the head unit and then we'll get to the pedal. We'll play some riffs, try out some effects, test out the volume and the wah, show you the channel select and the tuner, and we'll, that's the day. That's another Simo Metal video. Yeah. All right, cool. Now, I've been wanting to make this one for years, so let's do it. Hold on. Let me see if I can just get one more tasty riff in there. Let's put that messer on. Love it. Good fun. All right, let's check out this head unit, eh? All right, so here we are up close. And as you can see, I've got it on Caliph, which is Mesa, on hot. And then you've also got this combo where with your Mesa, you can actually mix in a bit of UK or US with it. So either more Mesa to make it a double rectifier or a little bit of Marshall. So let's see how that tone changes. Yeah, it makes it more screechier where the bassier. So it's like you could have a combo of Marshall with Messer. Yeah. So you got all sorts of combos there. So you can combo them up. You can take the hot away and just have high gain or go to clean. So that's my first channel. And then we come over here and I've got things set to tweed, which is the Fender, clean and flat. Just keeps things nice and beautiful for that clean channel. And then there's our effect indicator. So if I press 92, that'll change to 93, see? And then this wheel here, this little wheel, that actually lets you change the effects anyway. But 54, 55, see? And then this guy here, it actually lets you dial the effects in. Yeah, you can actually do that. That might be a whole nother video. I'm not showing you that today. That actually, you can go to a certain effect, and then with this guy, you can start dialing parameters of the effect. You can get echoes to go longer. You can get wahs to wah differently. So you get what I'm saying there. And then also you can use that button to turn down the tuner. So you've actually, I'll show you the tuner in a minute. And the tuner, you can actually have no volume coming out the amp at all, just the tuning notes on the screen. Or you can have a little bit of noise coming out of the amp with the tuner. So that's the head unit of the Behringer Vtone, featuring Jackal Crow and friends. God love it. And a bit of Frankenbach down there. Speakers brought to you by Behringer, powered by Behringer, whatever those are, let me know. They sound pretty good to me. All right, now let's get that focus on the pedal. I'll run you through what the pedal, some of its functions, and we'll go through the tuner, some of the expressions, and yeah. Cheers for checking this one out, guys. All right, rad. All right, guys, we've got the focus on the pedal for now. Please forgive me if my feet and legs get in the road a bit. I'll try and get out of the road for certain things. But I can't quite see what I'm filming here, so we're gonna wing it. All right, so got it set to the infamous 97. It's my favorite effect. But let's see if we can try out 16. And there we go. Now we've got a wah. So 17 on the pedal, but it'll come up 18 on the head unit. So that's the wah, 17. I believe we can get into some echoey stuff or some reverby stuff by the time we get to the 40s. Phasey stuff. Bit of vibrato there too. Because you can flip between the channels, check this out. Yeah, cool, huh? Alright, let's try some echoey stuff. Yeah, that's reverby stuff. There is actually a sheet that came with the pedal and the amp that tells me all of the effects. I'll see if I can track it down and put it in the description or something. It does have the list of effects. You can find it easily online. If I can't get it into the video, forgive me. But if I can, I will. It has a list of every effect and what every single number does. So at the moment, I'm just guessing. Yep, so in the 20s is like your echoes, in the 30s is your reverbs, in your 40s is like your phases and stuff. In the teens, like anything from 14 to 17 is like wah. But even with this, now it becomes an expression pedal. So volume. Let's get some echoey stuff going. So yeah, remember, there is no effects actually in the foot pedal itself. Everything's in the head unit. This pedal is just a MIDI foot controller sending MIDI control signals to the head unit where all the effects are stored. But it makes for easy access to your effects. And you know, long before the quad cortex, this probably would have looked pretty cool. So different parameters. But you can change all those. I haven't dared try to navigate all that yet. Maybe that should be the next project. Let me know in the comments. And then, when we want to get into some heavier stuff, this turns it into a combo. But then when I turn this on, it just has the ultimate tone. So 97 on the pedal, but 98 on the amp. Now, let me show you the cool little bonus thing that took me a while to get this one, but eventually I did. So what you do is, as long as you've got a TRS lead plugged in, the pedal and in the back of the amp there, you can actually hold up, I believe, and now, see that red light that's popped up, but you can sort of hear it. I can even turn it up, or I can turn it all the way down, but I'm going to show you in a sec. Up here, there's the tuner. So, no tuner on the pedal. I didn't like that. I would have preferred the notes to pop up. All I've still got on the screen is my 97, but it does activate function for a tuner on the screen of the head of the amp. So, on the screen, there we go. We've got a tuner, all by holding the up button in. All right. The up button in. There we go. Looks like we're We're definitely flat. Oh, well. I'm not tuning this with one hand right now. God damn it. But you see what I mean. So you hold up on the pedal. Nothing happens on the pedal besides a little red light on the side. But you got a tuner now. And then with this here, this one, you can turn the tuner up so you can hear it at home. But if you're performing live, you might want that on 0. And then you've got your silent tuner, see? But I usually like to have it on about 32 at home. Just enough so I can hear the note. All right, so that's the tuner. Now, I'll bring you back down to the pedal in a sec, because I've got one last thing to show you, which is effect on and off. And then we'll call it a day. But I tell you what, just to show you how to turn that tuner off, the way you turn the tuner off, you don't actually hold up again. You press your effect in that you were using, or any new effect, and that'll cancel out the tuner. So 97, see, tuner gone. You just click your effect back in, and that'll turn the tuner off. Handy, huh? So back to the pedal, and we're on 98, right? Let's do an obvious effect. We'll go to 27 again. Let's go to 27 again. Yeah, effect is off now. Mind my dodgy little input there. And it's just doing a lot of humming because I'm literally facing the pickups right at the speakers. So, never mind that. See how face is straight? She gone. As soon as I come back in, see, it's all good. So, 27's off, but I've still got my distortion. Put it back on. Then 27 again. See, the echo's gone. Let's go to 17. And then you type in 17 again, and that wire just goes away. And type in 17 again, wire comes back. And that's pretty much everything that does. I like it. I hope you do. I hope it sparks somebody to go, oh, I love old gear. I'm going to go get an FCB1010 and a Behringer Vtone. Simo showed me how to set it all up. It won't even be hard. But for me, found the amp on Gumtree, found out about the pedal about a month later, was like, ooh, I like those effects. I'd like to be able to control them better. And bought the pedal. I think I got that just off eBay, you know. Brand new. But it's all a combo now, so got me. But then hit 17 again, and it's gone. Doesn't matter how much I touch the pedal. But then type that 17 in again. So you've even got effect on and off. So that's all of it. Hold up for your tuner. Type your effect back in again to turn it off. And direct select. So 1, 9. Oh, that's nice. Bit of reverb. Sounds like some spring reverb actually. Yeah, they say, oh, wireless is perfect. Oh, better than leads. It is, but sometimes I'm still going to tap that little wireless dongle to get it to work. I don't know. I think I need to get my input checked for the guitar actually, but we'll talk about that later. So that's everything it does. Now, there is one more thing. It is affecting the parameters with this effects button up the top. What you do, there's something about, you get your effect on the screen, and then you can start dialing it in with that effect knob up the top that I use to show you the volume control for the tuner. That's a whole nother video. We'll have a look at that eventually. If I start changing parameters of effects, then I'm really into it. But I'll tell you what, I'm pretty happy with most effects. So that's got a nice little volume expression. I think this thing dates back to about 2004, 2006, but it's all still usable, you know. There's guys out there still using fuzz pedals from the 70s. So, you know, just because I don't have a quad cortex, I think I've got the quad cortex of the 2000s right here. Even the amp head has a modeler in it. So, and I've got two channels. I can switch between. I've got a Fender on one side and a Messer on the other. Yeah. So that's her. All right, cheers. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you on the next one, I suppose. Yeah, this is the Simo Metal Behringer FCB1010 and Vtone syncing video. All right, thank you very much, guys. Cheers. All right, so that's it. That's the FCB1010, and I'll tell you what, I feel like I showed yous it all. I'm real proud because I was worried about resetting that thing with the whole 1 and 7 from the start, which put me back into bank mode. And I was like, oh, not bank mode. Please tell me I remember how to do direct select. And even I went to do direct select for yous at first, and I sort of did it a little wrong. And so I panicked. But I did it again. I was like, oh, no, we're in direct select now. So I showed you. So the reason I'm quickly back here to just wrap it up is to go over the steps. Now I'm going to put those in the description. Like I said, I'm even going to try and put a link to the list of effects. I've got it there somewhere. Even if I can flash it up in the video at one point, I'll do that. But what I want to say is let's go over our steps one more time, because this is an instructional video. Although I bring the Simo Metal energy and it's not your average boring instructional video, because I'm telling you, I've found a few of these FCB videos and it's someone's foot for the whole video, right? But you get Simo Metal energy for this one, right? but it's still an instructional video. So let's go over our steps. So what are our steps? Our steps are number 1. We did this backwards in the video, remember? I went straight to the 1 and 7 first. I should have started up at the head of the amp. So I'm even going to write these steps in the description. So if you couldn't even be bothered watching the video, if you just go to the description, it's all there, all right? But I'm sure you're going to want to watch the video because it's good fun. But what we do, right, is all right, these are the steps. We hold in the channel and we hold in the on and off, effect on and off. And we hold that until the screen flashes. It'll say off if you've never connected one of these before, and you turn the little effect dial until it says on. And that means it's in Omni mode now. And now it's ready to start talking with this guy. So effect on and off, channel select, hold them till it flashes, and then you'll see a flashing off, or you might even see a flashing on if someone has connected one in the past and you've bought a second-hand one. If it's on, good, you're ready to go. Then you just press effect on and off to initiate that and lock it in. And then we come down to the pedal. Now we have it fully switched off and we hold in 1 and 7 at the same time as booting up. It'll go through a round of numbers on the screen. It'll literally count the 9 banks because you literally have 99 effects there. That's how many effects are built into the head unit. So from just roughly in my mind is some of them are from the teens are like your wahs and stuff. The 20s are like your echoes and stuff. The 30s are like a reverb, and then the 40s are getting into phases. And then as you go higher, you start to get into amp combos and tone combos and stuff like that. But once we've got it in 1 and 7, our next step is to get it out of bank mode and into direct select mode. So once you've held 1 and 7 and it's ran through the 9 banks, then you're happy with that. Once it says 0, 0 on the screen, turn it off again. Turn it on, but hold this down button here. So you hold that guy, and then you turn it on, and then it'll go into global configuration. From there, you can configure things. That's all that means. So you hold the down button, switch it on, and then this guy right here, 1.0, it literally says note direct select. You press 1 and that little red light will come on. That means direct select is on. Then you go back and you just hold the down button in again to confirm it and get it out of global configuration, and you are ready to go. So that is it. And then from there, some of our other steps are we're in direct select, right? So if we want effect 85, we type in effect 84 because the 0 is missing, all right? So whatever, whoever programmed the amp and the pedal really didn't think about that 0 until they got the last moment and went, oh. But, oh well, that's the 2004 for you. So once we've got our effect on, we can turn our effect off by, let's say we went 45 and we're on effect 46. Then we go 45 again, turns the effect off. 45 again, turns the effect on. And then this pedal here becomes your channel switch. So you wanna set your channels up nice the way you want them, like I did. I got my Messer on one side and I got my Fender on the other. Nice, real grungy, metally, heavy distortion on one side, and then beautiful, nice Fender, Messer, Fender, Messer, Fender. And you see what happened when I started doing that with the pedal between the clean and the heavy. It even created an effect. you can actually create like a wah, 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 wah effect. So that's really cool. Now this pedal here, he's for different functions. So most of your effects, he will be a volume expression pedal. Anything that's got to do with echo, anything that's got to do with phaser. But in your teens, anything from about 12 to about 17 will all be wah pedals. And there's all different ones. And this will wah in different ways depending on which one of those you pick. Now, like I said, there is a way to actually dial in the effects. There is an effect button up on the top of the amp head, and once you're in that effect, you can dial parameters, but that's a whole nother video. I haven't even really figured that out yet, and honestly, most of the parameters are pretty mint. You know, they picked them for you. That's like an effect pedal, you know, and it's all built in. You can change parameters, but usually what they give you is pretty much ready to go out of the box. Now, like I said, no effect is in this. You buy one of these thinking that you're getting an effects pedal, you're wrong, right? It's a MIDI foot controller. The effects are all in the head. So you need something that's going to talk with this. Great amps that have these features are the Behringer Vtone, which is what we worked with today. And there's also the Behringer Vampire. Vampire. The Behringer Vampire. So I actually have seen a guy on there. He actually did the 1 and the 7 with this. And that unlocked the whole world for me. I was like, oh, because I was trying this 1 and 6 thing, and apparently that works for a lot of their standard Behringer stuff, but with the guitar amps, it's 1 and 7. So 1 and 7. That's the secret with this. This is what took me nearly like 4 months to figure out when I first got it. All right, and then last but not least, our tuner. Once we've got our TRS plugged in, this up button here becomes a tuner activation. No tuner will pop up on the screen, which I'm very like, I'm like, come on, man, and did everything else. Like, imagine if my amp's behind me and my pedal's in front of me at a performance. You know, like to tune my guitar, now I've got to like turn my back to the crowd and go walk over to my amp and check my tuning, which is fine. I suppose that was it in 2004. But it would have been cool for the tuner to actually pop up in the screen of the FCB pedal. But obviously that is a limitation of the EEPROM chip. Obviously it didn't actually have the tuner information pop up on the screen here. Just your effect information is still on there. But if you hold that button in with the TRS lead plugged into switch 1, it will activate the tuner in the amp, the head of the amp. And there is also a dial so that you can have no volume at all and just a tuner, or some volume. I have some volume when I'm at home, but if I was playing live, that'd be on 0. And then to get out of that, to turn your tuner off, you just hit any effect. You can hit the effect that you're already on, like me, 98. But you can hit 45 if you want. Go to some phaser stuff or some flanger stuff. But that's it. That's the Behringer FCB1010 Simo Metal instructional video. All right, I hope you loved it. I had a good time doing it. I've been wanting to do this video for a long time, and I've had this knowledge in my head for a while, and I even doubted myself when it came to doing the direct select and the global configuration and the full from the start 1 and 7. Even once I've done it, I'm like, oh, here we are back at the start again. But after years of working with this pedal, if there is anyone who knows anything about this pedal and the Behringer Vtone, even ask one of my pen pals, old Michael from Britain. I'll give you a shout out, Michael. We've been pen pals over this pedal for years. He had the combo, I had the stack, and we both together spent nearly 3 years figuring this pedal out. I remember him messaging me at one point saying, mate, I'm over it. It's in the bin. And I'm like, oh man, send it to me. I'll have 2 of them. Like, but he's in England, right? So, but and from what he told me, he got rid of the Vtone and he got rid of the FCB. I don't know if it ended up in the bin. He probably stole it, or gave it away. But I love it. It's old tech, and like, if you're a person with a quad cortex, you're laughing your ass off at me right now. I know my buddy Jordan would be like, Simo, what is that? But look, in my computer and in my DAW, I'm using amp sims and stuff. But I love my old Behringer Vtone amp. It's great for the back room. It's great for gigs if I need it. And you know what? I know how to wield this like a demon. So it's become my weapon of choice. You know, hey, does a quad cortex have 2 expression pedals? All right, cool. So anyway, I've had fun doing this one today. I was keen to get it penned out, and I'm ecstatic now, like deep down, thinking, oh, finally done that now. That's done. So I can't wait for you all to see this, and stay metalheads. And me and Kyle will lock in some more interviews. I want to get talking to the band Accelerated Suffering. Me and Kyle want to chat to T-Rex Autopsy. So I'll get on the Insta tomorrow, and I'll start slipping into a few bands' DMs, because we haven't got any more podcasts locked in after episode 8. But we'll keep it rolling. But there's always plenty of Simo metal content in the middle. After I do this one, I was like, I want to get this one done first. One of my next videos is actually going to be doing my local music collection. I went through my record collection. It was a video I promised ages ago, way before I even did the video on my guitar collection. And I even remember one of my buddies saying, oh, would like to see that local music collection. So it's a lot of CDs from a lot of Newcastle, Sydney, even a few Brisbane bands, but any band that is on the local scene of metal or punk or hardcore in Australia. I've got a pile of, I think, about 150 CDs there. Everything from even some of my own projects, like even some Vendetta of the Fallen stuff, some A Villain's Embrace stuff, but also like really cool old names like Alice vs. Everything, Lycanthrope, Nothing is Sacred. So yeah, so we'll get into the local music collection soon. But thanks everyone for hanging with me for this one. This one is especially for people that are looking to get this pedal talking with a Behringer guitar amp. So it was a specialized video, but I hope this is actually what people need, because I needed it when I was first learning about this pedal and there was nothing out there. So it's about time. I've been saying to my friend Michael from the UK, who worked on decoding this pedal with me, I said, I'll do a YouTube video soon. That was nearly 3 years ago, but now I am the YouTube guy. So let's get that video out there for all the people to understand this old piece of tech. I've even seen the guitar pedal channels haven't even done one of these before. All right, people, thank you very much. Stay metalheads, and I'll see you on the next one. Wow! Simo Metal. Yeah.